There's more to imagine when you listen. So let your imagination soar with Audible. Audible has audio titles from every genre that will inspire you to imagine new worlds, possibilities, and ways of thinking. As an Audible member, you get to choose one title a month to keep from their entire catalog. Enjoy an exciting reawakening of a beloved classic with the Audible original, David Copperfield by Charles Dickens. Produced by Academy Award-winning director Sam Mendes. Starring Ncuti Gatwa, Helena Bonham Carter, and Theo James. This adaptation breathes new life into a familiar tale. New members can try Audible free for 30 days. Visit audible.com/imagine or text IMAGINE to 500-500. That's audible.com/imagine or text IMAGINE to 500-500.
Are you struggling to close deals? Cold outreach is wasting the time of both the buyer and seller at every stage, especially when sellers are using shallow and outdated data. Your organization can overcome these challenges with technology that translates comprehensive, high-quality buyer data into real-time insights. These deeper insights empower sales reps and teams to adopt the habits of top performers, which leads to better outcomes, like more pipeline, higher win rates, and larger deals. We call this deep sales. And we've built the first deep sales platform with the next generation of LinkedIn Sales Navigator. Right now, you can try LinkedIn Sales Navigator and get a 60-day free trial at linkedin.com/trial. That's linkedin.com/trial for a 60-day free trial. Let LinkedIn Sales Navigator help you sell like a superstar today. Just go to linkedin.com/trial and get started.
Welcome to How to Survive, the show that teaches you how to survive the things that can kill you.
Like bows and arrows. Heat waves.
Yes.
Angry cougars.
And what cougars?
Angry ones.
Oh, I thought you said and Greek cougars. I was like, that is a kind. I thought they were just California.
Just the ones in Greece.
Yeah.
All the other ones go up and pet them.
And the things that just make you wish you were dead.
Conspiracy theories. And some High School Musicals.
Yes.
Finally, J.D. Vance.
Oh, God, for the love of Pete.
Exactly. You know what doesn't make me want to kill somebody?
Our theme song?
Exactly.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Woo!
Ground is shaking under our feet. Mountains on fire, flooding in the street. Can't breathe the air, can't fight the feeling. Gobbling down Xanax ain't the way to be dealing. Gotta do better than just getting high. We gotta stick together if we're gonna survive. Ooh, how to survive. Ooh, how to survive.
Well, welcome back.
Hey, here we are.
Here we are, live and in person after a month.
A month. Can you believe it?
Hi, guys.
Feels like years.
Barely know each other anymore.
I know. Well, first of all, I think, just to address the elephant in the room, I just want to congratulate you, Chris, on the senator from your great state becoming the vice presidential nominee.
I'm so mad.
Well, it's so stupid because it's like he's not going to broaden his support any. It's the same demographic, right? It's just hillbilly supremacists. Like there's not.
Well, I don't think Trump needs to. I don't think he cares.
Apparently not.
Yeah, he doesn't care. He's like, I can pick anybody I want. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I guess. Anyway.
I was like, do you want to know my silver lining?
Yes.
I tried to find a silver lining in things.
Yeah.
I was like, I guess I don't need to do any activism. Like, why?
Oh, no. Do you really think that? Do you really think there's no way that Biden can win?
Correct.
Yeah.
I think there's no way after this assassination attempt. Mm-hmm. I think there's absolutely no way that Biden can win.
So you think...
I think our only chance is maybe we could have a tiny chance if Biden would drop out and someone else would go in. But I think there's like absolutely no chance.
So you think fence sitters see his supposed bravado or bravery or whatever facing this bullet or shard of glass or whatever it was? You think even fence sitters are like, yeah, that's my guy? Not just people who are already Trumpers?
Yeah. I think that gained him so much sympathy.
I'm just hoping that, like with everything, people have a short memory and it won't matter by the time we get to November.
I think by November 5th, he'll have dodged a grenade. That's how quickly that story's going.
And I think Biden's only
Or
going
he'll just throw Eric on one.
And I think Biden's only going to, if he speaks at all, it's only going to get worse. Also, guys,
Yeah.
the sexiest man alive told him to leave the race and he's not listening. The fucking sexiest man alive tells you to get out. And you don't listen.
Anyway,
He's a renegade. He does what he wants.
how was Europe? That's what I really want to know.
It was good. It was mostly good.
Oh boy. So, okay.
I mean, I think, on our bonus episode, we talked a lot about the Spain, right?
And the cave and
the cave.
being duped into
becoming
a mole person.
almost dying.
We're all going to do that eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yes. We're heading towards mole life soon. Hashtag mole life. And yeah, then we, came back. We're in Germany. That was pretty good. I went to Berlin by myself.
Oh.
And met my friend Sarah.
Great.
That was wonderful and fun. Came
Great.
back. It gets a little tense towards the end.
Because of in-laws?
Well,
Or
I think,
because of traveling with
I think
family?
it's just we're all kind of sick of each other.
Yes.
Like, I think it's hard for the kids to be, for one, they have to share a room at my in-laws. They have to spend all their time together. They don't get to see their friends. They don't have their devices. Like, so they're not getting their time on their devices. Like,
Okay.
it's two more adults telling them what to do.
Gotcha.
It's really a lot.
That's a lot,
And,
yeah.
and we're all in the same little space. And then we had a lot of days of rain.
Oh.
It just got a little tough.
A little much.
It got a little tough. And there was some tears from me.
Yeah, I was just saying, right?
Yeah. So it was nice to get home and just get
Yeah.
back in our own house and like be able to stretch out and get away from each other a little bit. And then it's been nice to be back at home. I mean, we're all like super jet lagged. So mornings are easy. We all wake up really early. The kids wake up at like 5 and they've been making breakfast for us.
Whoa.
It's like the first morning we got back, they were up at 4.
Because they're on Germany
We're
time?
just our time is all still
Yeah.
thrown off. So they got up and they like made biscuits and scrambled eggs. And
my God.
Alex is making homemade jam, and they're like, guys, we have coffee, we have breakfast. Come on.
No way.
So they've been like making all this food for us in the mornings, but then by like 2, we're all zombies,
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
and so we're like fighting to stay awake till 7
Yeah.
p.m. and just get through it so we can have sort of normal days.
Right.
But yeah, it's good. I'm trying to think of anything that happened that's interesting to share with you. There's a couple crazy stories, but honestly, I have to save them for the bonus episode.
Okay.
Because they're just too intense to share.
Okay.
Like with a wider audience. And
Gotcha.
I'm not trying to be mean to our bigger audience.
Right.
But I think these are almost too personal.
Yeah, you got to pay for these.
You got to pay for these guys. I'm sorry. So
if you're going to exploit your family.
if I'm gonna, yeah,
you
these
need to make
are
some money off
exploitive
of
of
it.
my family, but like, I think they're also, if you're a parent of tweens, you'll want to know this because it's
Okay.
stuff that I was like, oh my God, I am in trouble. Like,
Oh, okay.
I need to figure out how to deal with these major issues.
All right.
So yeah, I'm
Oh,
interested.
my interest is piqued, so I'm going to sign up for the bonus.
You got to sign up. Sign up for the Patreon,
Yeah.
so you can get the bonus episode. We'll talk about it at the bonus. I do want to tell you that I did watch Magic Mike Last Dance.
Okay.
On the flight. Did you guys see this?
No, I saw the first one with you.
Oh yes.
But-
Did you see the movie? Remember her in the bathroom, the woman in the bathroom?
Yeah.
The movie
But no, I have not seen the sequels.
with what's her name?
Selma Hayek?
Selma Hayek Pino. Selma Hayek Pino.
yeah, she married like one of the wealthiest
Yeah.
men in the
She was
world.
like, I need more.
yeah.
It's so horny, guys.
Oh, in a good way?
Yeah.
I don't know what the bad way would be, but
Well, I don't know. I mean, weirdly, I don't like Channing Tatum at all. Doesn't do it for me.
yeah.
I guess he proved me wrong in this film because
now he does it for you.
I watched it with on the plane with one 11-year-old on each side of me.
Oh no. Were they watching it too?
No, they were watching
okay.
their own things, but I kept checking because I was like, this movie is so horny. I'm so horny. Like, he does this dance for her in the movie. He's like a bartender and she's this wealthy socialite. And she finds out he used to be a stripper. And she's like, my friend told me that you do dances. And he's like, yeah, I don't do that anymore. And I'm retired. And she's like, what would I have to pay you? Just for instance, for you to do the dance. No happy ending. And he's like, I don't do. And she's like, what if I pay you $6,000? And he like pulls
indecent proposal.
He pulls the blinds down and like starts moving chairs around and takes stuff off coffee tables. And she's like, why do you move these things? And he's like, I'm just doing a little decorating. And then he like starts to dance for her. And it's so crazy. And she suddenly can dance too.
Right.
As if like
she's Latina.
Yeah, she just knows how to move her body too. And then of course, you know, they end up hooking up. And
I gotta see this.
It's so hot that I'm like, oh my God, I don't know. What am I gonna do? I'm just on this plane. I can't do.
That's not.
It's not.
I gotta go to the bathroom.
Yeah, you're like, what am I going to go in the bathroom and take care of myself? It's so horny.
So gross.
It's so gross, right? Just like a middle-aged woman between her kids watching the horniest movie. So disgusting.
No, I meant going to the bathroom in an airplane.
In an airplane. Like
standing up.
Yeah, just trying to get your rocks off.
Just hoping that there's some turbulence.
Yeah. Oh, I'm scared of that. Do you know about these terrible turbulence experiences where people are like dying on flights now because of climate change?
What?
Holy shit. Yeah, I'm always with the kids and I'm like, do not ever take off your seatbelt. And they're like, why? I'm like, just don't. So I just was in the New York Times. There was a flight, I don't remember from where to where. And it's not like this random bad airline. It's just like regular flights on the flight airlines we all take where it was like bad turbulence because of climate change. It's getting worse because of weather patterns they can't predict.
Wow.
And people were flung up into the plane like so hard past the plane's like roof into the actual like parts of the plane and killed.
Wait, how is this happening and I've never heard about it?
You didn't see the article, I guess. I'm going to send it to you. Is it terrifying?
So this is not the Boeing stuff.
No. This is, you're just flying. They hit turbulence. You don't have your seatbelt on and you're fucked.
Oh.
It's so scary. Now I'm like, great. Now I have a new reason to be afraid.
Oh, boy.
So I don't know what this episode is on our show, except just don't ever have your seatbelt off.
Okay.
Unless you get up to go to the bathroom. And then get yourself strapped back in.
I will. If I die in the bathroom because I've shot through that'll be appropriate. Where did she die in the bathroom? Of course. I mean, chances are she's going to be in the bathroom.
Don't go to the bathroom to masturbate.
No, that don't.
Just do it in your chair.
I saw Fly Me to the Moon with Channing Tatum.
How was that?
I thought it was delightful.
Charming.
I thought it was charming and lovely.
Yeah.
My husband and son were less.
They were like, this is a mom movie.
Maybe it's a mom movie. I don't know. I was just very happy to see a movie that wasn't a franchise, a sequel, a genre, just a nice, straight sort of romantic comedy.
Rom-com-y.
And the only thing that was, it takes place 1969. It's the moon landing. And Channing Tatum, they put him in those like sweaters where there's like, it's like a mock turtle.
Yes.
That was very
fitted.
Yeah, very fitted.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't think he looks as good in those as they think he does, because he's like too muscular.
Yes,
to wear that. You know what I mean?
And people weren't that buff back then.
Yeah,
right. Like they didn't work out to that extent, did they?
No, they definitely didn't.
Like swimmers, maybe were muscular, but like
I didn't mind his casting. I just thought like maybe put him in a suit, because like that doesn't look as good as it. That would look better on a slimmer.
Yeah,
not.
You had some fashion notes.
Yeah.
Well, I would like to see that.
What I did like
is
that she's not Skinny Minnie anymore.
Right.
Has
she ever been? I always thought she's mini tiny. I think she's small like
short,
you.
Yeah.
And like always people think, she's so voluptuous, but I think she's really small.
But then why doesn't she photograph more? Anyway,
she's got a body.
She's got a body now.
I love it.
And I was like, wow, good for her.
Yeah.
I mean, she looks great, of course.
Yes.
And she's
got kids.
Yeah.
So,
and she's in period costumes, so she's wearing like real cute, tight, outfits and stuff.
Stuff you love.
Stuff I love. Yeah. So I thought it was very charming and
I'll watch.
And I thought it was a good idea. And, yeah, I liked it. we should probably get it. I mean, I have stuff to tell you about like when we were gone, but we can definitely do that on the next episode because we should probably get into today's topic.
Should we get into the topics?
I think so.
I'm going to just give you a little anecdote about my dad to lead you into today's topic.
Yes.
So I spoke with my dad yesterday. I haven't talked to him in like a month, just a little texting. And my dad, I think I've shared on the show, he kind of has an isolated life, doesn't leave his house a lot except to go to Walmart.
Yeah.
But he started going to the gym.
Okay, good.
Every day. He'll go for like 2 hours.
What?
Yeah, he does the...
Does he look like Channing Tatum now?
He does. He actually looks like Liam Neeson. People tell him that all the time.
Oh, really?
Yep, all the time. Sometimes they'll say, when it's younger people a lot, you look like the dad from Taken.
Oh, that's cute.
So he's been going very early in the morning because he can't sleep, but then he started sleeping better. So now he's going later in the day. And he said, I got some of those, what do you call them? You stick them in your ears. A lot of the people under 50 have them. And I said, earbuds?
Oh.
He goes, yeah, so I can listen to my music. And I said, oh, well, how do you get your music? And he said, I got about 100 songs, from over the years. I've been buying them. And so we had a conversation about Spotify and Apple Music. I don't need to talk about that. But he said, I like the Beatles. And I was like, oh, I love the Beatles. And he said, and I like this, I think she's like the greatest singer of all time. Oh. And I was like, oh, what's he going to say? Celine Dion, Whitney Houston.
Can I guess?
Go ahead.
Taylor Swift?
That's right. I couldn't believe it. He was like, she's dating
Swiftie.
the football player. And he goes, I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about her music, but she's just so adorable. Uh-huh. And I was like, oh,
here we go.
Hot for her. Surprisingly, because she's not 103 pounds.
No.
My dad's type. So he says, and I have 3 crushes. Oh. And I said, at the gym? He's like, yeah, 3 crushes right now. Which I'm like kind of surprised there are actually 3 women in my small town that fit his requirements because...
Well, at the gym.
They're working out. So, they're fit. He says, 2 of them have boyfriends.
Uh-oh.
But they don't seem very happy.
He's going to drop a barbell on one of his boyfriends.
I was like, plus, those guys could die anytime, Dad. Like, just wait in the wings. You never know. Guys your age, they're just dropping dead. And you just jump right in there. So my point is, life can be exciting at any time, right?
Yes.
At any time in life, you can take another chance.
Is he going to ask out the third woman who
he doesn't see her as much because she's going very early in the morning and he's not going as early.
Get up.
That's what he said. He said, I'm going to try to get up at 5 again.
Yeah.
And go and see if I can run into her. So I'm very excited for my dad's
keep us posted.
Life updates. I'll keep you guys posted. And that's going to lead us to today's topic.
Oh.
Which is how to survive in midlife.
Oh. Okay.
My dad's not in midlife.
No,
but he's thriving in his later years.
That's great.
But we are, and a lot of our listeners might be.
Yes.
Technically, you really never know when you're in midlife because we don't know how long we're going to live.
Yeah. Jean Benet was 2.5 when she was in midlife. She had no idea. Live like there's no tomorrow.
You know what?
I'm living my best life.
I did not see Jean Benet coming. That was not on my bingo card. So, this is coming from NPR. They did 2 years of research, more than 400 interviews, and they got all kinds of insights on how to live well in the middle years. And so I'm going to give you some of the insights. And I'm going to say I think these ideas can work well for anybody, whether you're pre-midlife or post, right? So here's the first little nugget.
Okay.
Aim for long-term meaning rather than short-term happiness, and you will likely find both.
Okay.
So this is a little piece of advice from Aristotle. He suggested as much when he talked about, how do you say this? Eudaimonia? Eudaimonia.
Okay.
It means the good life.
Oh.
Striving with a purpose. So like something, say, like raising your children to be terrific or training for a marathon, these long-term goals, rather than immediate pleasures like, just having a great meal or your day at the beach. Like, not that you shouldn't do those things,
right? But
having a long-term goal in mind in your life is the best thing you can do for your mind and your health. Okay?
Uh-huh.
That's number 1. So think about it, guys. Think about if you have those in your life. Number 2, Choose what matters most. Okay. Clayton Christensen at Harvard Business School describes the eroding effect of short-term decisions, specifically doing the activity that brings you immediate gratifications, such as work, and putting off harder but ultimately more fulfilling activities, such as investing in your marriage and children. I talked with many people who privileged work over family because work brought immediate awards. These people closed the sale, they shipped the product, they pulled an all-nighter to get the story on the radio, they were promoted and praised for a job well done, and as a consequence, people like you and me who plan to have a happy life, because our families truly are the deepest source of happiness, find that although that's what we want, the way we invest our time and energy and talents causes us to implement a strategy that we wouldn't at all plan to pursue.
Causes us to implement a strategy that we wouldn't. What does that mean?
I think what they're saying is people who choose their careers over their family lose out.
Yes.
And I think that, I mean, I've seen that this feels very male. Like a lot of men do this where they're always busy with work.
Right.
And not with their families. And then at the end of their lives, they'll say, I wish I would have spent more
you're
time
never
with...
on your deathbed saying, I wish I would have gone into work more.
Yeah. I wish I would have spent less time with my family. I wish I would have spent less time with my kids. I wish I would have worked on my career more. Number 3, lean into fear, not boredom.
Okay. Yeah.
Most of us become competent at our work by our 40s, and then we have a choice. Play it safe or take a risk. Howard Stevenson, also a professor at Harvard Business School, believes the greatest source of unhappiness in work is risk aversion, which leads to stagnation and resentment. There's a difference between 20 years of experience and 1 year of experience 20 times. Stevenson and the other career experts I interviewed do not recommend chucking it all to blindly follow a fantasy, like, oh, I'm going to become a ballet dancer, when I'm 47.
Right.
Is that possible?
No,
I don't think so.
100%
It's
not.
barely possible.
Except if you're a man, then it probably is.
Oh, yeah.
No, you just hear all the time these like, and then he started ballet at 12, and you're like, what now? Because you have to start
You have to be like
most
out of the womb.
girls start at like 5 or something, and then somehow boys just and then they just became soloist. All right, seems fair.
I didn't want to be the way that this came up.
Karen, have you had a busier summer than we realized?
I have been welcomed into the New York Ballet.
Oh, congratulations!
Great. Is that why you're growing your hair?
Yeah, they wanted it. Yeah, they did.
It's going to look great.
There's no ending to this bit. It's like an SNL sketch.
Okay. Be intentional as you try to shape your work to reflect your skills, personality, and talents. Okay. I mean, I don't think this is just about work. This is just what they're talking about. I think they're talking about this can also reflect life as well. We only have one spin at the wheel, so make it count. A great line from Stevenson. Ask yourself regularly, how will I use these glorious days left to me? I'm going to take that again.
Yeah.
How will I use these glorious days left to me for the best purpose?
I think about this, I guess, daily.
Yeah.
I don't know what the answer is yet.
Well, that's okay. I think the question is important.
The question is weighing on me very heavily. I don't know, maybe because, my dad's old and my mom's gone, and I'm a lady of a certain age, and I'm just like, what's going to happen? What's going on? Like, how are we gonna fulfill the?
What's
how are we gonna
next?
fill the next?
Yeah.
I don't have the answer.
That's okay. I think that you have the question, and that's the first step, because I think it's about like, what can I feel passionate about? What can I do that excites me?
Right.
How can I feel excited about what my life is?
Yeah.
Number 4, at every stage of life, you should be a rookie at something.
Yeah.
I like this one.
Yeah.
This insight comes from Chris Dionigi, a PhD in weed science.
No.
Hold on. I'm not done.
Okay.
And the deputy director of the National Invasive Species Council.
Okay. So that kind of weed. Okay.
He believes trying new things and failing keeps you robust.
But also, what?
I know.
That's a job?
Yeah.
I'm not sure which sounds worse.
Also, that's who they went to for a
I know, it's
quote.
really weird. Okay.
He believes trying new things and failing keeps... Oh, I already said that. Okay. He took comedy improv classes. Yeah, who cares?
Yeah.
And now spends... Who cares? I'm such an asshole.
You're shitting on the poor...
I know.
Like he spends all day looking at weeds.
Yeah.
Let him, ask.
Yeah.
Let him yes and.
Let him yes and. I don't know why I shit on him for that. And now spends many nights and weekends.
Who cares?
And now spends many nights and weekends riding his bicycle as an auxiliary police officer for Arlington County, Virginia.
Okay.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Always have something new and challenging in your life, he says. And if that something is of service to people and things you care about, you can lead an extraordinary life.
Yes.
I like that.
Yeah.
All right. 5, add punctuation to your life. All right. So this one I thought was good too. Young adulthood offers plenty of milestones. Graduating from college, starting a career, getting married, having your first child. But Catherine Oltz-Schneider, a professor at the Boston College Sports Leadership Center who trains elite middle-aged athletes, says midlife is like a book without any structure, without sentences, periods, commas, paragraphs, chapters, with no punctuation.
Oh, God, is that true?
Goals force us to think deliberately. She was so right, as I found when Mike Adsit, a 4-time cancer survivor and competitive cyclist, challenged me to compete in the senior games for people 50 and older. I hate when things that are called senior are for people 50 and over. I'm like, I don't want to be in the senior games. In 2015, suddenly I had little goals every day, a faster training session or a 50-mile ride, and the prospect of these little victories launched me out of bed each morning. Even if you don't win, I came in 7th. Not me.
Yeah, no, that lady.
That lady. You win.
That's pretty impressive.
That is pretty
we
impressive.
don't know how many people there were. Maybe there were 8. But still.
Who cares?
Who cares? Boo, lame.
Yes. Nah. Okay. Just shitting on everybody in this article.
It's over. You're old.
This
Forget
is
it.
what I'm doing in midlife is becoming an asshole.
Yeah.
That's my new challenge.
You've worked up to it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's been coming. A few setbacks are just what the doctor ordered. I think I have this one covered. Okay. Bad events seem to cluster in midlife. Losing a spouse, a marriage, a parent, your job, your perfect health. But people with charmed lives, zero traumas, zero traumas, were unhappier and more easily distressed than people who had suffered a few negative events in their lifetime. According to resilience research, some setbacks give you perspective and help you bounce back. And here's what I learned from Karen Ravitch at the University of Pennsylvania, who trains Army personnel about resilience. After I fell off my bike and broke my collarbone, threatening my book deadline, I called her up. She gave me 2 tricks. First, OPM, other people matter. People who let other people help them tend to recover better than those who are fiercely independent. Second, rely on your top character strengths to get you through. You can take the character strengths test as well as other questionnaires on the University of Pennsylvania's website. We can link to that in our newsletter.
Yeah.
As embarrassing as my strengths are, industry and gratitude, they helped me cope until I could drive, type, dry my hair, or unscrew the mayo jar. I think that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So accept help.
Yes.
And you feel better because you've bounced back from something. Like
If you've been through stuff.
accomplished it. So yeah, okay.
And I wonder.
Come here, I'm going to break your arm.
Yeah, please break both of them. If by the time you're 50, because they say people get happier as they get older. That's
Okay.
true for me.
Yeah.
By the time you're 50, there's no way you haven't been through some stuff. Everyone's been through stuff.
Yes.
Like
one would assume.
One way or the other, I would imagine. Most people haven't been like, I've had zero traumas. And maybe that's why you're happier too, is because you have built up some resilience to weather the things because you've already been through some stuff. That's my little theory. Pay attention. 2 of the biggest threats, this is about marriage. Okay, number 7. 2 of the biggest threats to a seasoned marriage are boredom and mutual neglect. Okay. The brain loves novelty, and love researchers say a sure way to revive a marriage on autopilot, at least temporarily, is to mix things up a bit. Go hiking, take a trip to an undiscovered land, or drive an RV down the Blue Ridge Parkway, which my husband and I did in June 2013. Honestly, I thought nothing could be more pointless or boring, but based on the novelty research, we piled in with our dog, Sandra Day, and 2 friends. I didn't need to know her dog's name.
It's political, you libtard.
Is it?
Sandra Day
O'Connor?
Supreme Court, first female Supreme Court justice.
Oh, was she right wing?
Actually, she was appointed by Reagan.
But that was a different time. Like,
Yeah.
It's not like now.
I don't know. I don't know what her stance was. It's just I think she's famous because
She was the first female.
I meant more, like that it was a.
Well, I don't catch everything. In fact, I miss a lot. Something went wrong almost every day. We got caught in a flood. The brakes nearly went out. We could not figure out how to dump the black water. Don't ask.
Oof.
For some time. We had the time of our lives. It took us out of our comfort zone. It gave us a grand adventure. It was, in short, the best vacation ever.
I like that idea.
I like that too. I mean, our sort of France trip, the worst thing we've ever been through, was also probably the best thing that has ever happened to us.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't just us, but with our kids.
Because we're talking about marriage, can I tell you one quick thing that happened over the break?
Tell me slow.
So this is, we go to this little movie theater in El Segundo sometimes.
Yeah.
Called I don't want to say the Music Box. That's not what it's called. Music Hall, where they have like a Wurlitzer.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, it's really fun, and you should bring the kids sometime. I mean, it's kind of a
Yes.
drive for you, but like you do sing-alongs at first, and then they bless you.
Sorry.
And then they play a movie. So there's no, unless you're seeing a silent film, which we haven't done. But so we went to see Viva Las Vegas, which was a delight.
Yes.
So much fun.
Elvis, right?
Elvis. And
Anne Margaret?
yes.
Oh, I just watched half of Priscilla and saw that affair.
Oh, God, that movie is so bad.
I liked it.
Really?
Well, I only saw the first half, so I don't know how I feel about the second half.
You might, it's just a lot of her literally waiting for the
Elvis?
phone to ring. Yeah,
know.
it's painful.
It's sad.
But anyway, so Jimmy and Oliver went to sit down, and I went to the restroom first. No surprise. So when I got into the theater, it was dark.
Yeah.
The movie hadn't started, but they were doing the whatever preamble stuff. So I get in. It's a small theater. There's two aisles, but it's fairly small. And I get in, and I hear Jimmy go, over here. And I'm like, I cannot see a fucking thing. So I realize I have to go through the other door.
Okay.
So I go through the other door, and then he's like, here, I'm right here. I'm like, I cannot see you. It is pitch black. He goes, take off your sunglasses. I had no idea I had my sunglasses on. And it was so funny because I immediately laughed at myself because it was so funny because I was so annoyed with him. I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't see. It's like, oh, you have your fucking sunglasses on, you idiot.
so funny.
It was really funny. All right.
She's still wearing them, guys.
Yeah.
Happiness is love, full stop. This is number 8.
Happiness is love.
Happiness is love. Okay, this observed wisdom comes from George Valiant, a psychiatrist and researcher who directed Harvard's study of adult development for several decades. The study, still ongoing, followed men from the Harvard class of 1939 to 44 to see what makes people flourish over a lifetime. Valiant found that the secret to a successful and happy life is not biology. It's not genes. It is not social privilege or education. It is not IQ or even family upbringing. The secret to thriving is warm relationships. Mm-hmm. Oh, then there's this happy coda. Second chances present themselves all the time. If you'll only keep your eyes open.
Okay, like your dad.
Like my dad, guys.
I'm pushing for your dad. I hope he asks this. And she is age appropriate, right? Because you said your dad generally dates women who are age appropriate. Okay.
Yes, he's never dated anyone significantly younger. Good. So that is a point in his favor.
Right.
So, because we've been talking about women and men in midlife surviving, I'm going to share a bananas survival story.
Yay.
Okay. This comes from Washington State, and it's from 2024. A Washington State woman narrowly survived a harrowing attack by a mountain lion. She and 4 friends fought off the animal for nearly an hour.
Oh my God.
While biking near a forest. So this is a reported story from also NPR. I just really went into NPR for these. You
really did.
So it's going to be reading the host and the people. Okay. Mountain lions, also known as cougars, they only rarely go after humans.
Right.
But a woman in western Washington state was recently biking with friends near a forested area when a mountain lion attacked. Okay. As a team of competitive cyclists in their 50s and 60s, Annie, Erica, Aune, A-U-N-E, would you say On?
I have no idea.
I'm going to say Ani, Tish and Carrie have biked thousands of miles across Washington state, but it was an encounter they had on a gravel trail northeast of Seattle that would uniquely test their strength and stamina. This is the soundbite of the 911 call. Right now, we have a bicycle on top of the cougar that we're holding him down with, but he is fighting back. That was Annie Bellotta. She called 911 to tell dispatchers a young cougar had attacked her friend, Carrie Bergere. She says 2 cougars initially crossed their path. One kept going, but the other jumped on Bergere and knocked her right off her bike. Annie tackled me off my bike. This is Carrie. I ended up in the ditch on the other side of the road, pinned to the ground.
Oh, my God.
And it was crushing my face. I thought my teeth were coming loose, and I was going to swallow my teeth.
What?
I assume they're her actual teeth. I mean, she's too young to have dentures. I could feel the bones crushing. But Bergere could also hear her friends rushing to her rescue, grabbing anything they could find to fight off this determined cougar. You know, I opened my eyes and I could see Annie right in front of me. Well, at first I tried to choke it, and that was like choking a rock. It did absolutely nothing. So Bellotta had another idea. I do remember trying to put my hand into its mouth to pry its jaw off Carrie, but I felt it shifting its teeth like it wanted to try to bite me too. And so I said, nope, you're not going to get the both of us.
You're on your own, Annie.
Sorry, it's going to keep chewing your face. I'm not going to let it bite me. As the other women are frantically hitting this cougar with large sticks, Erica Wolf is trying to call 911 but can't get cell phone reception. All of this as they were worried the other cougar could return at any moment.
Oh.
So one of them grabbed a huge 25-pound rock and dropped it repeatedly on the cougar's head, which had now been mauling Bergere's face for 15 minutes. 15 minutes, guys.
No.
Imagine how long 15 minutes is as if a cougar is on your face with its teeth.
Oh.
It still wouldn't let her go. I just thought, it was done, but then got another little surge, and it's like, got to live to ride one more day, right? That's when the cougar finally let Bergere go. She was able to crawl away. Meanwhile, Tish Williams grabbed one of their bikes and used it to pin down this wild animal that was now fighting for its life. After that, a couple of fellow bicyclists, who the women call their angels, appeared along the trail and helped keep the 75-pound male cougar pinned down. The entire struggle, from start to finish, lasted 45 minutes before a Fish and Wildlife agent arrived and shot the cougar. That was hard for Wolf to watch.
Yeah.
Erica Wolf. It broke my heart that this had to happen, but it was really down to our lives and Carrie's, or the cougar, and we had no choice. Bergere spent 5 days in the hospital. Her face was severely mauled. She suffered a broken jaw and permanent nerve damage. As for when she'll ride again, Bergere says she will eventually with her 4 friends. We're all going to carry a weapon, a knife, because you can't kill a cougar with sticks and stones. We needed something. Well, we could, Carrie, so her friend says. Well, you guys can. And then they laugh. I am alive. I am grateful and happy to be here and grateful to my ladies that are now my family. Family that did all it could to save one of its own. For NPR News, I'm Angela King in Seattle.
Okay, thank you for that last part.
Yeah. So I felt like it was essential.
Does it say, because usually a mauling to the face means like your nose is gone or your lips are gone. Did it say, is she okay?
It didn't say.
Okay. I would
not.
like to see before and after pictures of this.
I mean, we might be able to find those.
Wow. So you're saying the thing you might need in your midlife is to be attacked by a cougar. Just to get the adrenaline
Feel
going.
really alive.
Yeah, feel really alive.
Or a big knife.
Or a big knife, yeah.
Cougar on cougar violence.
It was cougar on cougar.
Oh, it depends on who she was dating.
Hilarious. Oh my God.
Oh, yeah. That was great.
That's
Garen,
good.
that was great.
Oh, thank you.
That's what I meant when I said I wasn't congratulating myself.
I thought you were congratulating.
That was great.
me
I
on
did great.
storytelling.
I just did great, guys.
That was fantastic. Wow. Well, yeah, I like I said, I'll talk next time, but we did have a little adventure. It was nothing like scary like that, but I am trying to push myself a little more to do things that I haven't done in the past.
And
well, so I'll talk about it next time is what I'm saying.
oh,
you don't have time.
Oh, I like this.
No, it was just something
little breadcrumb.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. I'm just saying, I am trying to embrace this idea of what the hell?
I love it.
A little bit.
Okay.
A little bit.
Well, I like to hear it.
Yeah.
I think we should all do that in life.
Yeah.
And should we embrace our bathroom break?
We absolutely should.
All right. Well, we'll be back.
Imagine the softest sheets you've ever felt. Now imagine them getting even softer over time. That's what you'll feel with Boll & Branch's best-selling signature sheets in 100% organic cotton. In a recent customer survey, 96% replied that Boll & Branch sheets get softer with every wash. Start getting your best night's sleep in sheets that get softer and softer for years to come. Try their sheets with a 30-night guarantee. Plus, get 15% off with your first order at bollandbranch.com, code WONDERY15. Exclusions apply. See site for details.
Canva presents a work love story like no other. Meet Productivity. She's all business.
The Canva doc is done.
Creativity is more of a free thinker.
Whiteboard brainstorm.
They're worlds apart, but sometimes opposites attract. Thanks to Canva.
The data is in the deck.
And now it's an animated graph.
Canva, where productivity meets creativity. Now showing on computer screens everywhere. Love your work at canva.com.
How was your break, Kristine?
Oh, it was incredible.
You know, I realized that I haven't had a report going to the bathroom to anyone since we've been off the air for a month.
How's that been?
It's been weird. I feel
must be
like
hard for you.
Sometimes I just walk around and I announce it. I'm just at home and I go, okay, I have to go to the bathroom to no one. I just say it.
You want to know what I found out during the break?
What?
I'm going to see a movie screening of Dirty Dancing.
You mean the original Dirty Dancing? Yes. Oh.
I'm excited.
How fun. Where's that? And why do you get to do it?
It's going to be at Vidiot's. Do you know about Vidiot's?
I do.
Yeah, I haven't been there yet. And so I'm excited. And I feel like I want to dress up like one of the characters, but I think I have to go as Patrick Swayze because my hair is so short now.
You do?
And I did get a really good leather jacket when I was in Europe.
Oh, okay.
So
then yes, you do.
I think that's my only chance.
So when are you going?
Friday.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Right.
I don't know. I got to look.
Fun.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Are you going with your husband or?
No.
Friend.
Okay. And she's going to dress up like Baby. And she looks like it. She can pull it off.
She looks like Baby.
Julia. You know her.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah,
Curly hair.
Yeah.
Petite.
Yeah.
So it's all working out for me.
Sounds good.
Just want everyone to know. And, guess what? We're taking our daughters.
Oh, fun.
And they're tweens and they're going to see Dirty Dancing.
Have they seen it before?
Heck no.
Okay, well, prep them for the fun abortion subplot.
Oh, my daughter knows all about abortion.
No, I know. Just like, it's just this fun, summer. It's a sleeper summer hit. And then it's like, she had a botched abortion. Oh, haha, fun. Haha,
yes.
dancing.
It was a great time for women.
It really was.
It's so much better now.
Yeah, it is a great movie though. I love it. I love it so much. It might be one of the movies I've seen the most amount of times.
You know what we should probably do is bring in our guest. He probably has a lot of thoughts on this.
I bet he does.
You know what? In the first half of the show, we talked about how to survive midlife.
Yes.
And with our guest, we're going to talk about how to survive being a middle child.
Yes.
This is Steve Szlaga. He is a comedy writer and performer. You know him from the UCB, and you also know him from his podcast. It's called Totally Pals.
Hello.
How'd I do?
You did excellent.
I fucking nailed it, you guys.
You just had to go to Europe and come back, and then something. Time change knocked you into.
I spent 3 days in Berlin, and I got cooler. I got a leather jacket. And
okay.
I'm going to tell you guys, when it cools down, I'm going to be wearing that thing.
I can't wait to see it
every damn day.
Does it come with cigarettes?
Oh, I wish.
Steve, do you have opinions about Dirty Dancing?
I don't, and I don't know anything about Red Dawn either, so I was about to get up and walk away in shame.
But you're not saying you've never seen Dirty Dancing.
I must admit, I am the type of person who often confuses Dirty Dancing with Footloose.
Nope.
Because in Footloose, they think dancing is dirty.
Yeah.
So,
yes. Oh, okay. But have you seen both films?
I've seen both, yes.
Okay. But you're not they're not movies that you connect to.
They don't speak to you. You're too young for them to have spoken to you.
What is the movie, what's a movie that you're like, I've seen this movie a lot. I really connect to it.
Oh my God. You've just met. You guys are movie friends. This is weird. This is so
Danielle
weird.
Hates Clue.
It's not good.
I won't defend it.
That's how he kind of is.
Yeah.
But I think people like it and not because they think it's good, but because it's campy, right?
Yes.
But it's not.
Yes.
But when you say campy, do you mean intentionally campy, or do you mean it's bad so it's campy?
I just love the performances. I love it's very farcical. And I just remember watching it on UPN.
Okay.
It was on UPN every Sunday afternoon.
Okay.
And so
Every Sunday afternoon.
It felt like every Sunday afternoon at the time. And I didn't really. That's just one of the first movies I remember being like, this is funny. I want to be funny.
Okay.
So
That makes sense.
So weird. It must just speak to a specific personality or something.
Or just that like for me, that movie would be like The Jerk. But
I love The Jerk.
I love
too.
The Jerk, but I think if I watch it now, I'm like, this isn't funny.
I don't know. I haven't revisited it because I'm a little worried, but I
think you'll see
but
that
I
it's
love
it's
it.
not funny.
I don't know. I think
it's also really inappropriate, like racially.
I know. But it's right. I know. But I'm fine with that because I have the ability to put things in context. Anyway, Steve.
Well, I will say I recently watched a Steve Martin movie, Roxanne, which surprisingly held up very well. I was delighted. Okay, common ground.
It.
Great.
Yes.
We can move forward.
Yes,
we all love Steve Martin. We can keep going.
Yes, and I was Roxanne. I was delighted by how. I think it was like an hour into it, and I was like, oh, the first inappropriate thing. So, yeah.
Is there something off?
I don't remember what it was, but I remember I specifically remember thinking, oh, we got pretty far before that radar went
There
off.
might be some gay thing or something.
Yeah.
But Shelley Duvall's in that.
Mm-hmm, that's right.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Yeah. Yes, R.I.P. I love that movie.
Yeah.
I think it's very sweet. It's very sweet and funny. It's funny. So what is your story? You are a middle child?
I am a middle child.
Okay.
Of
three?
Of three. I believe I had the worst setup for a middle child. Which is older brother, younger sister.
Okay.
Because my older brother, he was the first. He was the alpha. I wouldn't say my parents chose to give him more attention or more energy than me. I would say he demanded it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like he needed that, and it became a big situation. If there were ever chores that needed to be done, pick up the sticks in the yard. My dad was very big about not running over sticks with the lawnmower.
Sure.
So
wait. Okay.
Where did you grow up?
Michigan,
Oh,
Midwest. Yeah,
Also,
Maybe that's
Garrett.
must be
Maybe
it.
that's
Yeah,
the-
that's
yeah.
where.
And
yeah,
can you
it's
tell me
something in the
what
water.
part? I'm from Ohio, so I need
Okay.
to know what part
Yeah.
of Michigan you're
right
from.
outside of Detroit, Novi. Oakland
my mom
County.
lives there currently.
Really, where in Novi?
She lives near, like, there's a Myers, like Wixom and
Yeah, the Wixom
Red
Meyer.
River?
Yeah,
That area,
Yeah.
that's where she's
There's
at.
a Target there too.
that is
That's right by. Yeah, yeah.
Wow,
that is.
this is crazy.
neighbors.
Yeah, very close. My family, my dad is on 10 Mile and Meadowbrook, so we're kind of equidistant between that Meyer and the Northville Meyer, which is on 8 Mile. Yes, and Haggerty.
Yes, I was gonna say all I know is 8 Mile.
Yeah,
It's a different neighborhood.
yeah.
You got to go a little east.
The mile roads go like
That one-
across the whole state, and there's a whole bunch of them. There's
Oh,
like 5
okay.
to like there's like 20.
Not the
It's
same.
like saying you live on Wilshire. It's like, well, which part of Wilshire?
Yes,
Right.
Yes,
exactly.
yes.
Yeah.
How much older is your brother than you?
My brother is 2 years older than me.
Okay.
And so, it would kind of be a thing where why bother asking Dan to do the dishes or pick up the sticks or clean his room or get anything done when he's simply going to say no?
Got it.
So let's just have Steve do it.
Oh,
It's kind of
okay.
that kind of situation. And then
The
I
path
would
of
just,
least resistance.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And then a younger sister, 3 years younger than me.
Okay.
So I never got to, I think I only got 1 year in high school where I didn't have a sibling. My junior year was glorious. My brother was gone.
Okay.
And my sister hadn't come in yet. So I got that 1 year.
Okay.
But then my sister was the youngest. And she kind of became, daddy's little girl.
Yeah.
And so
Okay.
it
Youngest
felt,
is favorite.
Mhm.
Like, I'm the youngest girl,
Yeah.
so you're like the princess in a
Yeah,
way
yeah.
to the parents.
And she was the only girl. So,
Yeah.
it was something new and exciting and
Yes.
fresh. It wasn't
and the
another boy.
oldest boy, I have an older brother. I have 2 older brothers. The oldest boy is like kind of the golden god.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have 2 older brothers?
I
And
do.
then
The middle one is fucked up.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. This is for him. And this is for him.
Oh, he doesn't. He won't listen.
Oh, neither will mine. And neither will mine. Yeah. So I have a lot of memories of
Chores.
Yes, of chores. There was 1 year, it was 4th grade. I was, because in elementary school you have like Art and Jim and those. I feel we called them specials. I don't know what they
Oh.
were. Yeah, but the little
music, art, Jim.
Yeah, so we had music and we were singing. It was a group. I got in. You had to audition for some of this stuff, and so I was one of the Respect Boys. So five little white boys in white T-shirts and jeans saying "Respect" by Aretha Franklin.
Oh my God, how cute!
That's amazing.
We changed a lot of the lyrics. And but not only that, but I also auditioned and had a speaking line, which I still remember. It was, "Now have you started to relax? Are you able to unwind? Have you come here tonight with many burdens on your mind? Well, chase those worries somewhere else. You deserve a break today. We'll try to take those blues of yours and push them all away." And this was a big one.
Wow.
Everyone else, yeah.
That's a
still
big
up
part.
here. Everyone else who had a speaking role, they'd be in groups. There'd be like banter or like one line. But I had the whole thing.
Whoa.
And it was during the 5th grade to 6th grade transition. So I had to take the audiences. I had to be the focal point for the audience to distract them from the 5th graders leaving and the 6th graders coming on to the risers. So this was huge.
This is gigantic.
Was gigantic.
So this is chorus?
Yes, this was vocal music. Yeah.
Vocal music. I've never heard of vocal music.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I think it was just chorus.
Okay.
Yeah.
But these lines were written by the director?
I think they were written by the director, or you could Google them and they could easily have been like
attached to.
I don't know how she would have found them before Google. I guess just going through books.
Yeah.
Trying to find, yeah, exactly.
Weird.
Yeah. It feels like it could be a line from something, but so big deal for me. Yeah. And my mom didn't go because my brother had hockey practice.
Oh,
practice.
No.
Anybody could have picked him up. Anybody's parent could have picked him up and taken him to practice.
Oh my
now
God.
she would have said that the reason was because somebody owed her money, but that money would have still been there at the next practice.
So she had to go get the money?
Yeah, yeah.
Was she betting on the hockey games? Sounds very shady.
I know. Somebody owed her money and she needed it then. Okay. And then that's completely, I've talked about this a lot in therapy because it's also completely discrediting. Like my dad went, couldn't care less.
Yeah.
Meant nothing to me that my dad was there. You know, no, I want mom there.
Okay.
So maybe I wasn't the victim in all of this. Maybe I was also putting
right.
I was giving the trauma back to them.
One place, one parent the other place.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
So like logistically it makes sense.
Right.
And also as an adult who's gone to some of those, my who have seen those children's choir performances. No, but like I'm sure it was a fight over who had to go because parking's terrible. The singing is terrible. They're not entertaining. It's not like scene night, which I remember was good.
Yeah.
It was the opposite of that. But I remember forever. My mom no longer with us, and so I always I know she hated when I talked about this
on
stuff.
her deathbed. But, you were like, now listen, let's go over this one more time.
Yes. I don't forgive you.
That's the last thing I want you to hear.
Take this with you into the next world.
Yeah.
You are not forgiven.
I do a show at UCB every year, Dead Mother's Day, and I have people who have lost their moms come and tell stories and stand up and stuff, and it is...
Oh, I'll do it.
Oh, absolutely. I'll hit you up next year.
I would love to do it.
It's the most wonderful audience because everybody's kind of on the same page, so it feels like therapy.
That's great.
It's taught me that I don't want to do stand-up unless it's with an audience who've
lost their mothers.
Yes, exactly.
It's so niche.
Yeah, it's very niche, but it's so much fun. And then also just knowing, like, my mom just didn't like attention and was very sensitive and always felt like she was being made fun of even if she wasn't. A trait that she's passed on to me. So thank you.
Right.
Thank you, generational trauma. But yeah, just even that whole concept, that whole show, I'm just like, I just know that if she were around, she'd be like, no, I hate this. I hate that you're talking about me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I also think that we kind of fall into those roles. You know, I guess I don't really blame my parents that much as I get older because it's like, I don't have kids, but I have nephews, and it's like, thank God my brother and sister-in-law only have two because it's like, yeah, you each get one, and there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that choir concert has stayed with me.
I see.
For quite some time.
Yeah.
How do you think they, well, maybe felt about you being like a performing person and not a sports person?
Yes. I
assume that that was what the case was based on this one story. Tell me if I'm wrong.
No, that's very true. I've never really thought about that much. But yeah, I think a big part of it, my brother and I did not get along.
Oh.
As kids, we didn't get along, not until graduating college. Even when, I wouldn't even let him drive me to school when we were in high school together. My friend Scott's sister Leslie would come pick me up because I would not get in a car with him. So we never got along at all. But so a lot of what I remember as a child was like, oh, hockey? Dan loves hockey. Then I do not like hockey.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Dan plays baseball. Then I will not be playing baseball.
Oh, okay.
Got it.
And then that plus the kind of feeling like I needed to do something to get attention kind
Right.
of made me a performer.
How can I do it? Yeah.
We have a few home movie videotapes, and there's one tape that says Liz, which is my sister. There's one tape that says Dan, and I asked when I was a teenager, where's the Steve tape? And both my parents were just like, we did not need to encourage you. Because if you watch the Dan or the Liz tape, I am making appearances. I'm making cameos nonstop. It's my sister being adorable in a high chair, like playing with blueberries and a bagel. And then I just need to run in and jump in front of the camera. This is my bagel. Like it was... God. So I didn't have my own tape because I was in there. I was probably in my brother's tape more than
that's
his.
hysterical.
Became a performer, and I think it's probably more exciting to watch children's sports than a children's choir concert.
I don't know.
I don't know if I agree. As a parent who has done both, like I have a child who likes to perform and I have a child who is really into sports. I love those concerts. Like I love watching kids perform, all the kids, because I think they're so adorable, whether they're good or bad.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I find it so fascinating. So
if you don't know the kids, it's not fun at all. But like, even if they're not your kids, but you know the kids, it's fun.
I think it's so fun.
Actually, I think as I've matured and gotten older, I do appreciate that more now than I did with. My friends and I will sometimes go see high school musicals where we don't know.
Are you serious?
Yeah, we saw Legally Blonde in Long Beach recently.
Now this is the famous musical that there's
the famous
clips,
Legally Blonde the musical.
There's clips of it all over the internet of terrible production.
Yes,
Oh.
yes. There's actually.
Yes.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, so there's a scene in Legally Blonde where in the beginning there's a song called "Oh My God, You Guys."
It's the worst song you've ever
and it's not
heard.
it's not specific to Long Beach. It's just this musical.
Right, the musical has it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. It's I mean, it's exactly what. If you were to listen to it, you'd be like, "Yep, this does sound like a song called "Oh My God, You Guys" from Legally Blonde the musical." It's a lot. And so there's one part where the shop clerk, shop clerk number 2, she says, "Elwood, sorry, our mistake. Courtney, take your break." That's like a famous line in this.
Okay.
So if you
Right.
go on YouTube, there are 2 different supercuts of every high school, middle school, youth production of Legally Blonde that is just the Courtney, take your break. It's just 5 minutes of, "Sorry, our mistake. Courtney, take your break." So we went in knowing that this was a little bit of a viral sensation.
Yeah.
Yes.
We were stuck in traffic, and we got into the auditorium just in time to hear, "Courtney, take your break." And the whole time, as we're sitting bumper to bumper traffic, we're like, "If we miss Courtney, take your break. If we miss Courtney, take your break." It's fun to go kind of like, you relive that. You remember what that's like. Because I did the shows in high school.
Yeah.
That's how I redeemed myself, I think, in my parents'
Oh,
eyes.
so they were for it.
They were,
Did they show up to those?
They showed up to those, but then the issue there was we did really boring. My theater teacher, we did Much Ado About Nothing. We did The Importance of Being Earnest. We did the shows that nobody's parents want to go see.
both those shows.
Oh, I love both those shows. Yeah. But I mean, in terms of when you're
They're not
going to see a high school,
flashy.
it's not flashy.
Yeah.
It's not funny. It's it's no arsenic and old lace.
Right.
You know. Yeah, it's no. It's
not-
no.
you can't
noises
take it with
off.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. You can't take it with you. We had done that. They did that just before I started. I feel like my high school has done You Can't Take It With You a record-setting amount of times. This has nothing to do with anything, but years ago, I went out to coffee with my old journalism teacher, and she said, the theater department is doing great. I'm so excited. The school finally has enough black people, so we're going to do Hairspray.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, well,
oh my God.
I'm glad you waited.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh my God. The reason why I know the Elle Woods thing is because I stumbled upon a Saturday Night Live clip. This is during the, why do I always forget her name? The girl who's the woman who's sort of heavy set. SNL.
Adie Bryant?
Adie Bryant. It's Adie Bryant and all that cast. And they're doing this junior high production of Legally Blonde.
Okay.
So I had never seen this. Then when I'm looking at it online, I find out, it's based on a real thing.
Oh, I have to watch this.
So then you can go back and watch the real thing. And then there's an article like years later of these poor kids who were made fun of.
Oh, there's an article about them? Oh, I'm going to feel so bad when I read that.
But I mean, they're adults now, and some of them think it's funny and some of them don't. But what happened was they put out a come see our show video, but it was the whole opening number was the video of come see our show. So that's why people got to see this, and it's so bad. And it's like, oh my god, you guys. It's a terrible song to begin with. Like, you can't believe this is a real Broadway show. But the kids are so bad. And then it's like, them on the SNL one is them backstage going like, we nailed it. We totally, you guys. I know they didn't use what is it called? Harnesses. I know they didn't use harnesses in the Broadway show, but I think it really adds something. They're flying for no reason. But the original is really the girl who plays Elle is like 2 feet taller than all the other girls.
Yes.
For I don't know why, but it's so. And you're like, is that an adult? Like, what's happening here?
It seemed like she was in the K through 5 group and just had a growth spurt and started and was like maybe was held back a year or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And it's just like the kids are so bad. It's so funny. It's just the combination of the song being grating and then the kids being so bad, and then they're using a giant pencil for no reason, like to make
but this
list.
is part of the musical too, is bad.
What?
The musical itself is so
to
bad.
me, I mean, I've never seen I've only ever seen these junior high things that I got on a loop online watching.
It's also was the Broadway musical itself successful?
I think it was.
I think it was successful. I don't know. I don't think it lasts on Broadway too long, but I think touring and then being done by community theaters, it's a huge high school show. High schools love to
because
do it.
It's kids who actually get to play high school kids. It's not like,
It's high school. It's high school friendly.
It's high school friendly.
But
Yeah.
That clip, it's also funny because there's a part in the scene, the big moment, the big theatrical flashy moment in that is all of her friends surround her. Like she's there wearing a normal dress, and then what's supposed to happen on Broadway is her friends surround her, and they move away, and she's wearing this gorgeous pink dress.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
In this production, she's wearing a pink lab coat.
They
just got a lab coat
and
around
they're
her.
all like, "Oh my god, it looks perfect! It's amazing!"
Yes. Yeah.
And I turned to Oliver because I was watching. I go, "It's horrible. It doesn't fit her. It's not flattering."
Also, if you watch it, I've seen this a lot. If you go back and watch it, they are splicing 2 different performances. So the clothes on the rack will sometimes change. And sometimes she's wearing a different kind of dress, it alternates. So I think they were like, we probably shouldn't do the lab coat. But yeah, this production, it feels like you went to a playground, shoved 12 children into a van, took them to this stage and said, you cannot go home until you do this.
Oh yeah, because none of them are having fun.
No. None of them are having fun.
So any other examples of middle child's done?
Yeah, so I went to Australia in high school with this travel group. I thought it was a student exchange group for the bright students, but as I look back on it, I think it was not necessarily a scam, but I think it was just for upper middle class parents to, send their kids away for an educational experience kind of thing.
Yeah.
But so it wasn't because I was smart. It's because
your parents had the money to do it.
Yeah, and then I on their Wikipedia page, they were called People to People Student Ambassadors, and there was a controversy because they were sending to deceased teenagers' families we think you'd love England, Scotland, and Wales. So they didn't do a great job of vetting who. So but at the time I was like, man. I'm a straight B student, but they must see something in me. They must know all about the potential my teachers are always talking about. Okay.
They saw that line I did in 5th grade during the chorus.
Exactly. So at least somebody was there. Great. So I went to Australia and New Zealand for 2 weeks, came back. My mom and I went shopping, and this is the story that she would hate that I tell. But I think it was just a matter of her words coming out wrong. But she started to tear up, and she says, sometimes I worry that as a middle child that maybe I do give your brother and your sister more love. But having you gone for 3 weeks, I really realized that I don't. I missed you so much. And immediately I'm like, it took that?
Oh, my God.
It wasn't until 3 weeks ago that you realized you love me equal? And that's not what...
And I'm in high school?
I'm in high school, yeah.
So all
this has
these
been
years?
a while, yes.
It's not that she shows more love, it's just that she actually loves them more.
Yeah. So I think what she meant was, she worries that she favors, that she does kind of push me aside because my brother demands so much more. And it was travel hockey. To be fair, it was travel hockey. It wasn't like we were just going to the same ice rink every week.
Oh, okay.
It was travel hockey. We were
Serious.
going to Canton. We were going to Plymouth. We were going to Alpena. Sometimes even Ohio. So it was a big.
And you all had to go.
Yeah, for a
'cause
while
you're little.
until I was probably like 13 or 14 when they're finally like...
Also, your brother won't do chores.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he's a pain in the
ass. So I had to stay home and do the dishes.
Yeah.
You're Cinderella.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so that was always something that really stuck with me, that, I was really sensitive to my mom because she realized that if they weren't already kind of giving me middle child syndrome, that right there was the moment that I would look back on.
She knew when she said it that it was like, did you say something to her at the time?
Yeah. She did not what I meant. But I mean, it stuck with me.
Of course.
And I gave her a hard time about it for years.
Well, thank you so much. This was great.
Of course, yes.
Great
Thank
story.
you.
God.
Yeah.
That was great. I only had one sibling, so I don't know what it's like, but I've definitely heard tale of being a middle child.
Yeah.
So, but we will, I want to come to this show, the Dead Mom show.
Yes, absolutely.
That sounds like so
yeah.
much fun. And I guess we'll be back with, what did we learn today?
This episode is sponsored by AutoTrader. There's a good chance you're driving right now. Look around. Safely. What do you see? Cars. Lots of them. And guess what? They're probably on AutoTrader. Whether you're into timeless classics or the latest trends. Did somebody say solar-powered, eco-friendly, vegan, leather-wrapped, aromatherapy-scented, disco ball-equipped, self-driving car? If you see it on the road, you can likely find it on AutoTrader. Big cars, small cars, blue cars, new cars, used cars, electric cars, and one day, maybe even flying cars. With millions to choose from, buying a car becomes a whole lot easier. See it, find it, AutoTrader. Find your next car on autotrader.com.
This podcast is brought to you by eHarmony, the dating app to find someone you can be yourself with. Why doesn't eHarmony allow copy and paste in first messages? Because you are unique, and your conversations should reflect that. eHarmony wants you to find someone who will get you. How are you going to know who gets you if people send you the same generic conversation starters they message everyone else? Conversations that actually help you get to know each other. Imagine that. Get who gets you on eHarmony. Sign up today.
Kristine.
Danielle. Oh, wait, I'm not even at the mic. Where was I going?
Oh, no. Where were you going?
I don't know.
Were you going somewhere?
I don't want to.
We've been gone for a month. Did we miss anything? Just the fall of democracy.
Yeah, it's crumbling.
Is it even a vacation if it doesn't end with light tears?
Or heavy tears in public?
Oh.
Guys, can I just say one anecdote about that? So on the island of Silt, I burst into tears so hard that I had to tuck myself into the wall of a building.
Come on. What, were the kids fighting? Is that why you burst into tears?
It was so many things at once, in which like my mother-in-law was upset because I had tried to pay for ice cream that she was trying to pay for. And then she was like, got offended because
was
it's such a mother-in-law thing I didn't understand, that she was like, I guess your mom wants to pay. Like, no, your mother wants to pay.
Oh
like,
my God.
And it wasn't even she, like, it was that it's so convoluted. I don't even need to get into it. I'll do it on maybe someday on a bonus. And then Sven was mad because I had promised the kids dessert, but he was stressed about his parents who didn't think the kids should have dessert because they hadn't finished their dinner. And I don't follow those rules because I don't like what it sets up as far as overeating.
Yeah.
And I was like, they don't have to finish. And he goes, I don't fucking care what you do.
Oh,
like
shit.
at me, and then we don't talk to each other like
she
that.
didn't want them to have dessert, but if they did, she wanted to pay for it.
Exactly.
Okay. It's really fucked up.
But then it was only like, well, you can only have one scoop. But Benji was like, well, I want spaghetti ice because Alex got spaghetti ice yesterday, and I've never had any
spaghetti ice.
It's this German dessert where they take this ice cream and they put it through this machine, and it turns it into like spaghetti, and then but there's whipped cream on the bottom.
Okay.
Like a bunch, and then the spaghetti ice cream on top, and then like whipped cream on top.
I want that.
It's insane.
That sounds good.
It's if you like ice cream, it's amazing. I don't like ice cream. So
oh my God, what are the words you're saying?
Anyway, so I go with Benji to get his spaghetti ice, and I'm just like, I so want to go home. This is so terrible. The day before, Alex was like, you're a terrible mother.
Oh.
Everybody knows it. And so I had that.
All over the message boards.
Yeah, everyone's talking about it, even in Germany, even in Europe, they know. And,
oh my God.
And like that was a whole other experience.
Jack Black's gonna cancel his tour with you.
No one wants to be around you.
Jesus Christ.
And so I just like felt tears coming down my face as Benji and I are walking, but he didn't know because I wasn't talking. And he's just like, I love spaghetti ice. And then Alex and Sven start walking toward me, and Alex goes, Mom, what's wrong? And then as soon as she said that, like the dam broke open, and just like I was like, and then I didn't know what to do, so I just saw a building to my right, and I turned to the building and like tucked into it. Like there was a corner of the building, and I just put my body into it so I could sob.
Oh my God.
And I just couldn't and it was like hard crying. I was like sobbing, crying, and my whole family's like, it's okay, it's okay.
Oh my God.
It was terrible.
Have you ever cried in front of your in-laws before?
They weren't there, luckily.
Oh, okay.
Like they had gone driven separately, and they had already
they were pissed off that you paid
they were
for
like
the ice cream.
they were just walking back to their car grumbling about what a terrible daughter-in-law I was for paying for that ice spaghetti
knows
ice.
it.
And what a bad mom I am because everyone knows.
Oh my God, I'm sorry. That's horrible.
So anyway, back to what we missed.
All right. Selma Hayek Pinot is married to business magnate Francois-Henri Pinot, whose family owns luxury goods company Kering, which today owns Gucci, Saint Laurent, Balenciaga, Bottega Veneta, and Alexander McQueen, along with other well-known luxury brands. Together, they have a daughter.
Think of the access to fashion.
Oh my God, she doesn't even, can you imagine?
It sounds like all fashion.
All of it.
All of
they
it.
own it all.
But don't you think she'd have to have everything tailored because she is tiny with big boobies.
Her body's ridiculous.
It's redonkulous.
Her face, she's
gorgeous.
I think done a little bit, but like good. Oh, well, she has access to all the money.
She's also not white, so she probably just ages
She
better.
ages well, but also she's doing it right so far.
Turbulence is one of the most unpredictable of all weather phenomena, and research shows that severe turbulence is becoming more likely as the planet warms. Clear air turbulence, also called invisible turbulence, is also projected to increase. Under some climate change scenarios, it could be 4 times more common by 2050 compared to historic levels.
It's terrible.
Turbulence occurs all across the globe and is felt more often near mountain ranges and the edges of jet streams. Greg Berlanti directs Channing Tatum and Scarlett Johansson in Fly Me to the Moon. Sparks fly between a marketing executive and a NASA official as he makes preparations for the Apollo 11 moon landing. Long-term goals can also lead to short-term happiness. Find your way from fearing what comes next to being excited about what's ahead. Sandra Day O'Connor was an American attorney, politician, and jurist who served as an associate justice of the Supreme Court of the United States from 1981 to 2006. Nominated by President Ronald Reagan, O'Connor was the first woman to serve as a U.S. Supreme Court justice. A moderate conservative, she was considered a swing vote.
Okay.
She was considered a swing vote.
So we don't have to make too many judgments based on the name of that dog.
No. I honestly didn't even think of it as this is a conservative family. I thought of it as this is a feminist thing but maybe that's just shallow.
They
They probably weren't at a Trump rally.
They were naming her after the character from Grease and just got the name
That's
wrong.
Sandra D, though, right?
Yeah.
Look at me, I'm Sandra D.
He's saying they got the name wrong.
That's what.
Oh, I missed it. I'm sorry. I messed up your joke.
But her name wasn't Sandra Day. That was just the song. What happened? What? Are you okay?
I just had a cough spasm.
Oh, are you getting high over there or something?
No.
He's got a big bong between his legs.
Oh, that's what that was.
He's hiding it under the table.
It's of age.
It wasn't.
So okay.
Yeah.
This is such a dumb episode.
Oh, God.
I missed you guys.
I know. Oh, I found the terrible turbulence article, so I'm gonna send it to you so that you can feel scared.
Great.
I think everyone should be afraid.
Great. Well, on that,
let's be afraid.
Yay.
Let's be afraid together, guys. We don't have to be afraid alone.
All right, that's
in this
good.
world, right?
Yep.
Enjoy your week, guys. Subscribe to our Patreon if you want more spine-tingling stories.
Yes.
And it coming up in the bonus, which we will record very soon.
Oh, yeah.
We got to schedule that.
Oh, shit. Wait. We haven't done July yet.
That is correct.
Whoops. We better schedule it. Okay.
And until next time, remain calm. Oh, sorry I made that dick joke about your bong.